Hey everybody, Max here. On today's fix, Disney's upcoming game Dreamlight Valley looks like the Magic Kingdom meets Animal Crossing. Free trials might be a thing for PlayStation games in the near future, and the first two Elder Scrolls are now on Steam for free. But first, check out this cool intro graphic. Wasn't that neat? Earlier today, Disney Dreamlight Valley was unveiled, which is a free-to-play life simulator that's slated for release next year on consoles and PC. Players will create custom avatars and will then be turned loose in this titular valley, which is filled with familiar Disney and Pixar characters, hero and villain alike, all of whom have come down with a bad case of amnesia, which conveniently just means that everybody gets along and has a nice time. It'll be up to the player to help these characters recover their memories, forming some friendships along the way and also doing other activities like cooking and fishing. Of course, the whole time, players are going to be collecting in-game loot to help them customize their avatars and make their little corner of this gully full of amnesiac cartoon characters feel a little more like home, or at least a little more like their ideal Disney park. Dreamlight Valley is being developed by Gameloft. It is slated for release on Xbox One, Series X, PS4, PS5, Nintendo Switch, as well as PC and Mac by way of Steam, the Epic Games Store, the Microsoft Store, and/or the App Store, where applicable. No word on plans for a mobile version, but it definitely seems like plenty of people will be able to get their hands on it when it comes out. But yeah, a free-to-play Animal Crossing-like that features Disney and Pixar characters that's available on basically every platform, that seems like it could find an audience and probably print money along the way. In any case, if you want to know more, head to IGN.com and check out the full written preview over there. According to GameDeveloper.com, in addition to all the other perks of membership, PlayStation Plus Premium subscribers might also get to try out games before buying them. Reportedly, several studios have been informed that games above a certain price will be required to have a limited time trial version that's at least 2 hours long. The price point named is $34 wholesale, and I don't know exactly how that translates to retail MSRP, but I would say $40 or $45 is a safe bet. Developers will not be required to implement this retroactively for games that already released, but it seems like the plan moving forward. They will have up to 3 months post-launch to release a trial version. These trials aren't required to be custom-made, bespoke demos of each game, but Sony will be approving that type of custom demo on a case-by-case basis. Now, this is mostly good news for players. Games are meant to be played, and watching a trailer of gameplay can only inform you so much. However, if you've played a AAA game in the last 10 years, you might have noticed, especially with open-world games, that they frequently take a little bit longer than 2 hours to fully open up. Game demos made to be played at conventions and press events are often these so-called vertical slices that let you experience a little bit of the mid-game action, but those are often unfinished builds, and anybody playing is being watched like a hawk by a studio rep to make sure that they don't go out of bounds or try to break the game or anything like that. So anything that gets put out to the wider public is likely going to need to be child-proofed to prevent too much tampering from, data miners and speedrunners and sequence breakers and whatnot. Anyway, smaller teams making smaller games are likely stressing about this news a little bit, since a 2-hour chunk of a small indie game might be the whole game. In general, this sounds like one more thing for developers to have to deal with prior to launch, and my sympathies go out to you, developers. As for being part of the PlayStation Plus Premium tier, it's not quite making me reach for my wallet. Demos are marketing materials, and it feels a little tacky to charge for them. It seems kind of like a perk that should be available for everybody. If Sony's trying to get more people on board with the upper PlayStation Plus tiers, maybe offer some full games. I'm not trying to pick sides here, but Xbox Game Pass is offering some pretty stiff competition on the subscription service front. Anyway, speaking of free games, the first 2 Elder Scrolls games are now available for free on Steam. That is the Elder Scrolls Arena, which launched the series back in 1994, and its sprawling 1996 follow-up, the Elder Scrolls II Daggerfall. Also joining them is the multiplayer World War II shooter Return to Castle Wolfenstein Enemy Territory, which I think has always been free to play since it launched in 2003, but it somehow has never been on Steam until now. This is happening in advance of Bethesda's dedicated client being retired on May 11th, and thankfully players will be able to migrate their game libraries and any unspent funds from the Bethesda app starting today. So go forth, migrate your funds, and then go explore the lowest resolution version of Tamriel to date. I guess actually the mobile phone version of Oblivion was probably lower res. And then technically, there's the Amazon Alexa version of Skyrim, which doesn't even have a resolution because it's just Alexa talking to you and telling you that there's mud crabs there.
A mud crab scuttles towards you.
First Roda!
I didn't catch that.
First Roda!
That's your daily fix for Wednesday, April 27th. Go check out our review of that new Wii Sports game for Nintendo Switch that isn't called Wii Sports because it's not a Wii game, but that's what I'm calling it because that's what it is. As always, go follow and subscribe to IGN on all of the things where you can do that, and I will see you next time that they ask me to host one of these videos.
I drink a health potion.
You are out of health potions.
How many wheels of cheese do I have left?
473.
Okay, I eat all the cheese. I eat all of the cheese. All of it.
Hey, hun. Remember what the doctor said about dairy?